It's a new day, it's a new world, it's a whole new day, it's a whole new world. It's the morning, and the morning is beautiful, 'cause we have the sun shining through. I can't sing because I'm sick. I don't know, isn't there a song about like a new day? Today I'm out of breath now. Today feels good to film a reading. Drinking some fancy Fiji water. Yeah, let's get into the cards, shall we? If you're new, welcome. My name is Kim. I go by Kimberkiss here on YouTube. I do starseed readings, I do personal readings, I do light language healings, and I do love readings. And this is what we're doing today, is the love readings. So we're gonna do a twin flame reading today. So come along and sing with me. I'm going to use my tarot sexual magic, so if you're offended by nude images, please click off this video. I know the lighting, I just don't know what else to do here. Is that too bright? I feel like that's too bright. Maybe not. I don't know. We shall see. It's pretty bright. That's pretty dang bright. Hold on. Technical difficulties. I'm getting a ring light, guys. I'm getting a ring light. Let's try it just... Now it's even more stripy. It's kind of cool though. Like, am I really here? Or am I just a glitch in the matrix? Am I really here? Or is this just a Mandela effect? Or am I a zebra? Or am I locked up in jail? Or am I a referee? Okay, sorry. Oh my god, I'm so weird. It's fun though, right? It's fun. Please say it's fun. So guys, I made another deck, and it's very, it's very, very sexual. It's the Flame Fantasies by me. This is like a PG card. I want to explore your body, but there are like R and X-rated cards in here. I want to make love to you. This one's bad. They're all kind of... So I'll just show those really quick. I might pull one towards the end. Stay tuned. I might pull one towards the end. They're a little intense. I think I am going to do a reading with those and some other cards. So stay tuned for that. If you're new, welcome. We do twin flame love readings, all kinds of readings. My starseed origins are the most popular, but so are my love readings. So we're doing twin flame. Grab some coffee, grab a snack, grab whatever it is that you feel like grabbing in the most non-violating way. And let's get into this reading before I just continue blabbering on. So I am using my Mystical Flames Oracle deck. Oh gosh. So right off the bat, the first card that flew out is we complete missions up on ship together. Sometimes we remember, sometimes we don't. And there's a big UFO there. I'm sorry the lighting is just crazy. I don't know what to do about this right now. But is it just better without the stripes? Is that better? That's probably better. It's not like, it's kind of bright, but it's better without the stripes. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Let's see what other cards. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine need to know. Guys, if I had more time, I seriously would probably film like 20 readings a day if I could. I would, for you. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so we are part of the 144,000. So you and this person, or you or this person. So you and this person, you are part of the 144,000. You're both helping to awaken each other to this. When we come together, there's fireworks. Oh boy. Yeah. I can feel it. I'm tapping into the collective twin flame energies right now. And it's differentiated, but the majority of what people are feeling right now is that just explosion of energy. It's like a firework went off upon meeting this person, and it's changed so many things in both persons' lives, whether they want to admit it or not. And these can be subtle things, but I feel like they know, because of the mindsets and the perceptions that they're having, they know that things have changed. And it was literally you two coming together, meeting, and being in each other's energy force field that just bam, like lit off this firework. And now you guys just, you feel it, you know it. You feel it, you know it. Collectively, that's what I'm picking up. Let's see, what else am I getting here? Did you guys see that fly out? This is all about the heart portal. Yeah, this is the heart chakra healing. Yeah, it's like once you guys came together, you started to mend each other's hearts. See the green flame? This is, I'm sorry, the lighting, guys. Heart chakra healing and enhancement. So your hearts have been growing in multi-dimensional ways. The force field from your heart is like splitting off into multi-dimensional layers and perceptions and fractals, and it's going out into the ethers like this bubble that's around the flame that's between both of you. Like, I don't know if you can see it. See the bubble? It's the outer line there. There's a big bubble around the flame, and it's just amplified by your energies coming together. So you may have noticed more of a heart expansion, especially when it comes to dealing with others and with dealing with yourselves. Mostly dealing with yourselves. Yeah, mostly dealing with yourselves. It was so funny because I know in my last reading, my last Twin Flame reading, if you haven't watched that, definitely do. There's so many amazing messages that came through that one. It was like golden. But I had channeled the song by that Disney movie. I think it's Disney. It's called Gold Diggers. And it has, it's about these two girls that go looking for gold in a mountain. And they find the treasure. And there's a song in it that's really, really good. And I think it's called Flying So High. I listed it below the last reading if you guys want to check it out. I might list it below this one. But in the song, it says, it's easier to love somebody. It's easier than to be loved. And now it's like you've realized this finally. Both of you have realized this finally. And the love that you have been putting into other people, now you're finally also putting it inside of yourselves. You're also taking that love and putting it towards yourselves. So instead of just outputting and outputting and outputting love, now finally some of it is starting to return in, and you're noticing this trickling in like these sparkles. You're noticing it trickling into each other, and it's so easy to love one another, right? But when it comes to ourselves, sometimes we're the hardest to love. And it's interesting. Why is that? You know, it could be programming. It could be the way we were raised. It could be our own minds getting in the way, self-limiting beliefs, things like that. I mean, it all plays a role. But now the focus is more so on you, your heart, growing that love for yourself, so that way you can expand it outwards more. Instead of giving, now you're starting to bring it back. And it's like you've noticed the more that you've done this, the more other people are recognizing it and sending more love to you as well. So it's almost more powerful of an exchange sometimes than just giving. Like, yes, giving, being of service, it's really, really good, but you also have to be of service to your own heart and really learn to love yourself. And this just like clicked recently. And I think for a lot of you, that's what I'm getting. It recently clicked for a lot of you. It's almost more beneficial to really, really love yourself. You don't have to hear it from other people. You need to hear it from yourself. And then it starts pouring in more and more. And then you have more love to give. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I just went on for like 10 minutes about that. But yeah, self-love is a huge thing here. And you both are healing each other's heart chakras. I think I just talked for like 5 minutes about that subject, but it needed to come out and it needed to come through. The best sex we've ever known, tantric heaven and healing. So dang, if had a sexual encounter with this person, whether physically or not. It was powerful. It was amazing. You both felt it. It was unlike anything that you've ever experienced. And if it wasn't the physical, I don't know how you guys and gals are still alive and breathing. Because it was probably like this, like the fireworks. It was probably like, oh my God, did our souls just like, did we just die and ascend and go to heaven right now? Are we coming back to earth even? Are we just in new earth now? Are we just in heaven now? Where are we? Are we just floating around in the ethers because we shot so high up? But even if you didn't physically, still that energy exchange energetically is amazing. I mean, the effects, like, you will just know, you'll feel it. So even that, if this was like one encounter or 5 encounters, like it's just gonna get more amplified because the energies and the consciousness is evolving, and it's evolving deeper into both of you. And you see so deep into this person, and this person sees so deep into you because you are the same soul. And so the soul, the flame in and of itself just keeps burning and expanding, getting brighter and brighter and brighter and more powerful. So this is just going to get more intense. Okay, let's see. I had a feeling starting off with that deck, we were going to get some sexual energies coming through. I mean, of course, I mean, it's twin flame. Twin flame, so it's like, it's almost like a recreation of your soul, because it was like the soul as you knew it. You thought it was just so you and one-sided, but now you're realizing, oh, a whole other half of my soul is in this other person. And now I'm really learning so much about myself that I thought I had known, but I didn't have any idea or any freaking clue. Okay. I don't know where I was going there. I kind of zoned out and just channeled and forgot what I was saying. I'm just going to keep going. Letting it flow through today. Because it's early, it's the morning. I just woke up. Drinking my Fiji water over here. I still need coffee, but I don't know if I'm going to drink it. We'll see. I think I might later have a little cup. I don't know why I'm blabbing so bad. I'm sorry, guys. We have access to each other's Akashic records. See, when I said the consciousness of the flames are evolving, like this flame is evolving. It's growing in consciousness. It's growing in brightness. It's growing in intensity and fire, and it's just expanding more. It's like the more you feed into the flame, the higher and the brighter the flame gets, the more ferocious and fierce. And you seeing into each other's souls, which is your soul. It's both of your soul. It's so hard to understand when you can't understand multidimensionality. So really, like, pick up a book about multidimensionality. Really leave your mind open, because you need to have an open mind to understand it. And understand that the whole nature of this universe is built off of multidimensionality. Okay, so it's all these different layers and fractals and perceptions and consciousnesses and energies and physicalities and non-physicalities, and your souls are infinite. It's like a pendulum. They're showing me a swing going back and forth. It's like the soul, because it's split in duality here as the female and the male, it's going to swing here in the feminine energies. It's going to swing here into the masculine energies. It's going to gain the information that the flame needs, which is your ultimately both of yours together's consciousness. It's going to keep growing and receiving perceptions and receiving thoughts and energies, and it's going to keep going back and forth. And then finally, it's like that point where it's gained so much where it can finally calm down. Like the mind of it, the consciousness of it can calm down, because it has gathered what it has needed to complete this cycle. Because everything comes in waves and everything comes in cycles. I don't know where I'm going with this. I think I'm just sharing codes right now and just downloading information. And my table is squeaky today. But what was I getting at even? These consciousnesses are so multidimensional. Even the one flame, known as the one flame, as you can see, is fractalized into your consciousness and their consciousness. And those consciousnesses are fractalized into other people's. And those other people's are fractalized into other people's. And then you have perceptions, and you have emotions, and you have thoughts, and you have energies and feelings. And then you also have timelines, and parallel timelines, higher timelines, lower timelines. You have the different layers of the earth and the earths in the universe, and those entities and those living beings that we don't know about yet, but we do. Ultimately, we know we're not the only ones here on a big rock floating in the middle of space. We know we're not the only ones. So we have their other humans. I guess you could call them humans. We don't really know what they are on other earths. And then those earth's energies as well, with our own earths and Gaia's earth's energies and Gaia's timelines and Gaia's cycles and Gaia's energies and magnetisms and ley lines and energies. And then we have the upper atmosphere and the universe, and we have the cosmos and the star systems energies and the layers and the fractalities of those. And then we also have the light beings and their evolved consciousnesses, which are us in the future, but higher, energetically vibrating to where we can comprehend what we need from them. But it's so hard for them to send us energies sometimes, but they have their own consciousnesses and they're evolving alongside with us. So it's all of this. It's all of it. And it's infinite. And it's when you can seriously tap into the consciousness of source, which you can tap into the consciousness of anything because you are from those things. If you are birthed from something, you can tap into the consciousness of it. And even if you're not birthed from it, you still have the capacity to tap into the consciousness of it. So tapping into the consciousness of source to really being able to start to understand evolving your consciousness alongside with source, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And you guys are receiving so much information. We're talking like past lives, future lives, parallel lives, timelines that could happen. We don't know if they've happened. Maybe they have. Maybe every timeline, maybe every thought is an actual timeline that's occurring. Maybe every perception is a timeline that's occurring. And because you're putting energy towards it, you're creating it and then receiving back what it is that you have created. Since we are creations from source, we are ultimately creators, one with source. So it's just, you're receiving a lot and you're healing a lot and you're seeing into each other's depths, records of all kinds. And these are shape-shifting as well. They have multiple possibilities that could occur. They have multiple timelines that occur. They have multiple endings, right? And it's just how you shift and work with these energies and perceive them and feel into them and express them outwards. That was a lot. But yeah, basically what I'm getting is this flame that you both share is growing in consciousness. This flame is growing in consciousness. And the more that you understand yourselves, both of you understand yourself and each other, it's just going to keep growing more. And it's just going to keep evolving more. And you're going to be receiving more. I went on a big tangent. I think I talked for 10 minutes just on that. Promise rings. Promise rings. So you guys made vows to each other before you incarnated here. You most definitely did make vows. A lot of you, like you had to pick signs and things that were subtle and discreet yet noticeable. So subtle enough to understand and click together that you're each other's twin flames, but not so obvious and abrupt to the point where you'd completely remember one another, because it had to evolve alongside with the consciousness evolving. So, especially with the forgetfulness of coming back and having to find yourself again, literally finding yourself, finding your soul, and then finding that soul within another and reuniting the two fractals into the one that has always been. Because I feel like when the two fractals and the two flames are united, it goes straight back up to source. And then source has completed a cycle. It's a progression of evolution. That's why the twin flames are important. Because once the dualistic fractalities of the female and the male, of the two souls of the one soul split into two, they come into unitement. It shoots straight back up to source. It sends off a signal. Source has received the consciousness that it had put out for each other to find each other. And then that cycle is complete. For each lifetime. Sometimes they don't get completed each lifetime, but the goal is to have it get completed each lifetime. So that way source can evolve the consciousness, and that you can evolve the consciousness, and that you can feel wholeness on a dualistic plane. It's about oneness. And it goes deeper and more evolved than what we understand at this time. It's about understanding that, I'm going really deep here, but it's about understanding that how we are all one with everything here. Because we are literally all the same energy. And it's having that knowing and that feeling and that connectivity and evolving that consciousness and sending it back up to source. It's like once one knows all is all, then all can come together. It's like it's almost like producing a loophole within the collective consciousness, breaking through that matrix of limited thinking and allowing that consciousness of love and heart and oneness to flow through. Then the consciousness starts catching on, and it's like the ripple effect, the domino effect, and then people start evolving their own consciousnesses, and it's all being recorded and sent back up. Basically the main Akash, source is Akash, and then once it's totally, completely evolved, then it completes a cycle. But we have to get there. We're very far from that, but we're also very close to that, because there's multiple timelines, there's multiple possibilities, and it's all about perception and awareness and the words that you speak and the thoughts that you think. And I think you guys get it. I'm just, it's very deep. But basically, this is important. It's more than we know. The twin flame is more than we know at this time. We think we know. We have an idea, but it's so much more evolved than we can comprehend at this time because of the dimensionality of it. It's such a high dimension. To be able to anchor this consciousness here on this 3D plane can be difficult at times to comprehend or understand, but we're doing it. Okay, let's see. I just rambled. This is what happens when I just zone out and tune in and things are just told to me. I just let it channel through, and it might resonate with some of you, it might not. We merge with nature and heal the earth. Transmutation. See, this is another fractal of it. You coming together, you're healing the planet. You're transmuting the lower densities so that way it can evolve into the heaven on earth, which is raising. The consciousness is raising, the planet is raising, and then it's going to the higher dimensionality of that planet with the souls all together as one, back into divine order of source, one soul. So we're all like twin flames because we have to merge as souls to come back together as the one complete source flame, to shoot back to source, to become source. Interesting. Okay. But we're transmuting these energies so that way we can evolve. And that way we can transcend into love. Because ultimately that's what we're here to do. Let's see. Angelic lineages. Yeah, I think a lot of you that are tuned in right now are... labels just help you understand things, but we're all of cosmic consciousness, higher dimensional consciousness. We're all of source consciousness, obviously. But I feel like a lot of you have these angelic bloodlines, these templates of angels and also star seeds. It says, I'd fly across time and space to go find you. And ultimately, that's what you did by being here. Can you think about it? Can you rewind and think about it? Can you remember the consciousness that you were at the beginning? And how many lifetimes that you've gone through to find this other half of your soul? And perhaps you did find it within cycles, within waves, within lifetimes. But we're here now, right? As we know, as we're consciously aware, we are here, but we're all also other places, but we're mostly 90% of the time here, 80% of the time, 70%, depending on how much you go into higher dimensionalities and things. But this is the cycle that we're focused on here. It's also important not to discount higher dimensional consciousness either, because you're creating with that higher dimensional consciousness. Anytime that you imagine something, anytime that you have a dream, anytime that you're daydreaming or visualizing, you're creating that consciousness. You're helping that consciousness grow. So it does exist. We're learning how to merge all this into one. But basically, I think a lot of you that are tuned in are from these angelic lineages and also starseeds. And your soul cannot have a label, obviously. Your soul cannot have a label. How can you put a label on a soul? You can't. It just helps us to understand the originations and helps us to not get freaked out when it gets too multidimensional. I think it's just a way to limit us into linear thinking as opposed to multidimensional thinking. Let's paint the world with our love. Ultimately, this is what you're going to be doing. It's going to be plasmic energy, love that is felt around the world. And each time that you both can come into this ultimate love and frequency and do it together, dualistically understanding that you're both the same, you're both one. It creates an energy that's felt around the world. It creates creations that are so ultimately beautiful that one could not even fathom sometimes. Enchanting vision or enhancing vision. See? So a lot of the times the twin flames meeting, it's going to be different for everybody. But your visions are going to enhance. The things that you know that you want to create here are going to keep enhancing and getting more brighter and more detailed and more more clear and concise, and they're going to occur more and more. This is part of the evolvement of that one flame consciousness. It's evolving, it's sending synchronicities, it's sending visions, it's sending consciousness patterns to help you catch on, to help you realize. It's electric. See? It's not even, it's like you think it's physical, but it's not. It's energy. It's all energy. It's all energy. The visualizations are energy. The imaginations are energy. The timelines that we are tapping into now are literally energy and not physical. And that's why it's so hard for us to grasp sometimes, or we get so frustrated here because we feel so limited, because we are. But we're not at the same time, because we still have that ability to create into higher dimensions by imagining, by visualizing, by tapping into those higher dimensional timelines, anchoring those energies down through our physical vessels and creating something beautiful here. Okay, so it is energy though, and it's very electric. It's electricity. It's energy. It's plasmic. It's energies that you can't even put into words, because the heart portal is so immense and deep that you can't put that into words. You can say, I love you, right? You can say, I love you. But once you tap into higher dimensional consciousness, you realize that you can tap into that frequency without even having to say it. It doesn't have to be expressed. It's just ultimately there through exchanging each other's energies. Underwater love, yeah. I feel like a lot of you had timelines in Atlantis and Lemuria, When we come together, the universe comes together. Do you see? Do you see now? All the fractalities here, all the different planets, all the different people, all the different beings, animals, consciousnesses, physical objects, non-physical objects, geometries, non-geometries, plasmic states, non-plasmic states, all of it. When we can understand and come together, the whole entire universal consciousness comes together. It's like piecing back together the pieces of the puzzle. It's almost like, Pangea. When Pangea was all together as one continent, and then it broke off into pieces. And now we're all confused because we all speak different languages, because we're all in different areas, and it's separated. And now we have separations within the physical human consciousness, because that's what we were programmed to believe. But really, we're all one and the same, from the same source. And once we start connecting, exchanging energies with one another, the pieces start coming back together and molding it back into that source consciousness. Does that make sense? I think I made it clear enough. Stop talking and blabbing, Kim. This is so weird. When I tapped into source consciousness one time, I wasn't even trying. I was sitting in my daughter's bedroom, and I had this vision, and it was like I was on some sort of platform, and I was shown as a little girl. That's how I was like seeing myself through my eyes. And there was like I was in the cosmos. But there was like a screen, and it was split in half. And on this side, there was this red electric energy. It looked like static lightning or static energy. And on the left, there was green. And it was almost like Source's brain or something. I don't know what it was, but red and green, I always feel, is like the Christ consciousness colors, which is why they promote the colors during Christmas, red and green. But I think it's deeper than that. I think the colors red and green are really important, and we're starting to learn why they're important. But ultimately, they're both shown on this card, and that's why I brought it up. But it's also interesting because one of my friends, while I was doing a live stream, I was channeling, and she caught a picture of me, and there's light codes all around me, and some are pink, some are red, and some are green. So I've been channeling this for a while, and we caught it literally in the physicality in a picture, or she caught it in a picture while I was doing my live stream. I had no idea, well, at the time, that was going to show up. I have weird things show up all the time during my live streams, you guys know. But I'll place it here so you guys can see it if I still have it. I think I do. But it's like, I don't know what it was, if it was like electricity or like DNA strands, or it was amazing. It was such it just happened. Like, it just happened, and I was shown something really special, and I know I was. But it's like, how do you describe that? There's so many things in this universe that we can't describe because we don't yet, our consciousness hasn't evolved to the point to where we can comprehend it yet. But it will. Hindu lifetimes, wow. And I know the Hindu religion is one of the oldest religions in the world. And it looks like you've had some Hindu lifetimes together. I actually was told by a friend who's so intelligent, was like, well, the Hindu gods and goddesses are blue, so perhaps they're Syrian because they're blue. And I'm like, that makes so much sense. Perhaps Arcturian influences too, but gosh, it's gonna go deep. The more we crack in and tap into this, it's gonna go deep. But you've had Hindu lifetimes together. When you're hot, I'm cold. Yeah, it could be like this feeling. See, red and green, hot and cold. It can be this feeling of separativeness only because of the plane that we reside on. But really, ultimately, we know in our heart of hearts that it's the same energy, it's the same soul, same frequency. And it's hard for us to understand, which is why one can go cold, one can go hot, one can go hot, one can go cold. It's like, again, like the swing, the waves. But it's electric, so ultimately you understand that ultimately you are already together in oneness. And just trusting that.